Two sought-after TURs have finally returned to Global Dokkan, but should you spend your hard-earned red coins? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, it is that time again. We have another red coin video. We've got two TURs this time that have made their first reappearance on the Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan Trios banner, right? As per usual, every year during the worldwide celebration, the New Year's and the Golden Week TURs make one of their first returns to Global. So we're going to take a look at both of these units, right? The Int Buu and the STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And decide whether or not they are worth your hard-earned red coins, right? So let's get one thing out of the way first before we make that call. If you missed out on Beast Gohan or AGL Broly during the anniversary, then obviously you need to save your coins and grab them up whenever they decide to drop the Tanabata banner on Global Dokkan. It's probably going to be Christmas time like it usually is, but you never know, right? Whenever that decides to happen, make sure you have red coins set aside. Of course, if you missed out on these guys too, the SSJ trio, or you don't have the Stones to Summon on part 2, that may also be worth your consideration. But right, some of these TURs, they don't come around very often, and the next time these guys show up is the next time next year that this guy's going to show up too. So might be worthy of note. You'll probably be summoning on a banner with both of those guys again. Anyway, so for the time being, let's assume you did grab Beast Gohan and Broly, and you are concerned about these two. So let's start with Buu, right? So Buu does lead Majin Buu Saga Sworn Enemies Storied Figures and for 170, and he gets Worldwide Chaos and Resurrected Warriors for the extra 30%, making 200%. Now, he does have an entrance animation for it activates once only. It recovers 10% at the start of the attacking turn for every turn for the rest of battle, as long as he activates that. As long as you have a Majin Buu Saga ally when he shows up. He also gets Key 2, attack defense 150%. He gets an additional attack defense 150% when performing a super attack. He also launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. He also guards all attacks with 50% or more HP, and he recovers 10% at the end of the turn if HP is 30% or less at the end of the turn. He also revives with HP fully recovered if he is KO'd, right? And this is at all times, right? So it's really, really helpful. He also has the survive KO mechanic that he can survive once within a turn, and he also has an additional attack defense 100%, guards all attacks, and launches additional super attacks starting from the turn in which he has activated that revival. And then he recovers HP with Candy, of course. Now, he does have an active skill, right, that can be activated either from turn 7 from the start of battle, or after he's revived, right? And all it is basically massively raises his attack and causes ultimate damage to the enemy, while also ghost ushering for the turn and changing all key spheres to sweet treats to cookies, which then would basically give you a near full recovery. His super attack is raising his defense infinitely, so I mean, what this makes for is a character that is nigh invulnerable. And then even if he is going to die, guess what? You are reviving, or you are surviving said KO hit and being able to hit back and recover. And the nice thing is, on his teams, right, he is a Buu unit. You're probably running him around other Buus or other artificial life forms where there's a massive amount of recovery within the team, which means even if he doesn't revive, right? Let's say you do survive the KO, he doesn't revive for whatever reason. Maybe that was the only attack he's taken. The rest of your team is healing you back up by the time you need to do that again. So, I mean, there is a lot going on for this unit. He is arguably one of the best TURs in the game for all of these things. Of course, this does imply that you are running him on the appropriate team. So I would say all in all, he is worth your coins. Over here on the other side, the other returning unit, the STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? This dude leads movie heroes and final trump cards for 170, and then gives 30% to Super Saiyan 3 or Kamehameha. On his passive, he gets Key 3, attack defense 200%, and a medium chance of performing a critical hit. He has a high chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super attack, plus an additional attack and defense 150% when performing a super attack. He gets an additional attack defense 159%, and chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemy's attack 20% as the second or third attacker in the turn. He also has an additional 159% attack and chance of performing a critical hit 50% when 59% or less. He has a great chance of nullifying unarmed super attacks directed at the character. Now his 12 key is greatly raising his attack for the turn and raises his defense. He does have a standby skill that can be activated when you are 70% or less, starting from the third turn or starting from the sixth turn. Now, once he activates that standby, he goes into the standby. He is unable to attack. He gets attack defense 333% and an additional 159% for one turn from his entry turn. He has a great chance of evading enemies' attack during this time, and an additional 20% when 59% or less, which is pretty much when you're activating it, right? He does have a scouter effect, which will come into play in a second, and gives all allies a Key 3 and defense 59%. He also has an additional 333% when the finish skill is activated, and evades enemies' attacks, including super attack, during the turn in which that happens. He also so basically, like, once you activate the finish skill, you still have to finish the rest of the turn, right? So if you have to, he would still he would basically be guaranteed dodge after that. And he does massively raise his attack when you activate that finish skill, nullifies any enemy super attack, and counters with ferocious power and performs a critical hit. And that's basically what he's meant to do, right? You put him in standby, you put him in front of a super attack, he counters, he deals damage, and then becomes an auto dodge, and then the rest of your team, if he doesn't kill, the rest of your team then cleans up. So I mean, he is really good. There's a lot of tech that you can do with this guy, especially now on the new upgraded Movie Heroes team. Again, provided you're not running the superhero setup, right? There's a lot of play here, especially now that we've got some major movie hero buffs through these new characters here too. So, the question is, are either one of these guys majorly worth your coins? Well, we got to kind of think about what's coming ahead before I give the full yes or no for either, right? We already talked about Beast and Broly. That's a given. But we also have to consider, right, these guys, and then whoever the Part 2 LR is going to be. The next time you'll be able to pick these guys up is the 10th anniversary. We also have to consider other TURs that are coming, right? On whatever this second banner is, you're going to have these guys as opposite. You're going to have Hirudegarn, and then you're going to have AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Honestly, above all of these, right, as good as Buu is, as good as Super Saiyan 3 Goku is, as good as AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku is, as good as Hirudegarn can be, in terms of TURs, you should probably grab the Saiyan Day Tech Vegeta. If you're missing him, right, save your TUR coins for him. But if you do have him, then I'd say priority is probably Buu. Boo's going to be far more useful to you than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this Super Saiyan 3 or the future AGL. I'll do another video fully breaking down that banner when that happens, but I would say Buu you're going to get more mileage out of, mostly because there have been several missions that require, categories that this guy can fill, right? We talk about the Beast Gohan Artificial Life Forms mission, right? This dude's team is the answer to that mission. So if you have this guy to lead, you've got your win condition, right? There, we'll probably see mores, right? Time Travelers, Resurrected Warriors, and Sworn Enemies. These are categories that they like to throw in there a lot for a lot of events. So having access to Buu is probably good. And just in general, his Ghost Usher is so darn powerful. 3 revive into a Ghost Toucher. He doesn't even have to be on lead to find uses on teams. You see one of the biggest, one of the most insane strategies utilizing him, right, is the 5 Usher strategy with the Super Trunks team, and like he carries his own. He's almost working as though he's on lead. That's how good he is. That's how quick he builds, plus the Ghost Toucher. So I would definitely say above all of the TURs that are going to be available during Worldwide, and Buu is probably your choice. I don't really think there's any LRs on here, right? Because all of these guys were available during Anniversary, and we already talked about their value. So you should probably focus on these TURs because their next appearance could be as far as Golden Week next year or New Year's. So probably worth looking at one of these guys, especially Broly. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, who are you going to grab with your hard-earned red coins? You grabbing Buu, you grabbing Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you grabbing the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or Hirudegarn, or one of these other LRs? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.